I did hundreds of readings over the last decade, and I discovered something very surprising about the manifesting generator. Manifesting generators are the least confident type. Despite having such a powerhouse design and being so well equipped to succeed and thrive in life, manifesting generators often suffer from crippling self doubt and low self confidence. However, this is certainly not how the manifesting generator is designed to be. And so in today's video, I'm going to share 5 reasons why manifesting generators are floundering when it comes to self-confidence and what you can do to fix that so that you can be the radiant powerhouse creator that you were born to be. So a reminder of what makes a manifesting generator a manifesting generator. First, they have a defined sacral, which makes them all the things like a generator would be: an attracting, enveloping aura, and having this life force that they can use to sustain and build and create over long periods of time. And they also have a motor to throat connection, like the manifester, which allows them to quick start, come up with an idea and start implementing it, work independently, get things done, kind of get up and go really quickly. So in theory, this makes them super powerful creators because they can just come up with an idea and then go implement it and then sustain it like a generator. In practice, unfortunately, these varied traits sometimes lead manifesting generators to struggle with confidence. In entrepreneurship, manifesting generators are undercharging, they're struggling to get their ideas off the ground, they're doubting their ideas, they're switching directions all the time and changing gears and never really getting traction with anything. And then eventually, after years of this, they really start to question their identity and who they are, and it starts to become an ingrained self-doubt. And that makes them doubt themselves as a leader, and that makes them have trouble attracting clients and making money. Wah, wah, wah. Well, this is sad news. Karen, why does this happen? All right, so here are the 5 things that manifesting generators struggle with that makes them lack self-confidence and how to fix them. Oh, and if you're entrepreneurial, at the end of this video, I'm going to share a bonus one, which is something that pretty much all entrepreneurs struggle with if they're manifesting generators, and how you can get past it. All right, manifesting generator problem number 1 is not finishing things. Who do you not trust? Someone that says they are going to do something and then they do it part way, or they start and then they stop. You're not going to trust them to show up, deliver the goods in the future. And this is so much what happens to manifesting generators because they have that quick start energy. They might have a sacral response, an aha to go ahead with something, but then they don't have as much energy to sustain it all the way through the finish line. And maybe they get bored, maybe it no longer feels right, maybe they move on to something else. And so if you can imagine that if you start something, take it to a third of the way, start another thing, take it to a third or halfway, start another thing 3/4 of the way, and you don't finish things, then this is going to not only affect your reputation with other people, but it's also going to affect your sense of self-identity that you don't finish things. And that's not really an optimal use of your life force. So before you step into something, and before you commit yourself to something, really take a look at whether or not you're going to be able to have the life force energy available to sustain it through the finish line. If you don't think you're going to sustain it through the finish line and that not finishing it will affect your self-trust and your self-confidence, then I wouldn't start it. Sometimes I do start things that I know I'm not going to finish. Like, let's say I want to take a course, but I know that I'm just kind of going in for it for one particular part of it and not the whole thing. That's fine. I remember when I started my master's degree, you might not believe it, but I studied international trade policy. I mean, with all this talk of tariffs, that's literally what I did my degree about, but it was completely uninteresting. I really had no life force energy available for that. But it was a 2-year program. I still carried it through the finish line, and I'm so glad that I have had kind of an identity of taking things through to the end, no matter what, because I actually believe in myself that when I start something, I'm going to finish it. Manifesting generator problem number 2 is half-assing things relative to your potential. So this is a nuance here I want you to grasp, is that let's say the potential of the manifesting generator is like 100 in their own scale. Oftentimes, manifesting generators can actually do really well and be quite successful and get by in life by only doing a fraction of what they know that they're truly capable of. So they can coast, they can get by, their half-assed gets them pretty far in life. But in their heart of hearts, they are going to know that they are only achieving a fraction of what they are capable of. And if they actually applied themselves, who knows where they could be. And so half-assing relative to your potential is a huge manifesting generator tendency. This is the case for one of my clients, Maga. She is incredible. She's like a natural internet marketer, influencer, guru. She has a huge following on TikTok and her social media is impeccable. I'll show you some of her Instagram here because I'm not on TikTok. She's attracted clients to help them with marketing and branding effortlessly. And so she's doing really well without trying. Meanwhile, she came to me because she knew that there was something more that she wasn't accessing, and she knew she was capable of something more. She described it like it's as if through her work, she discovered like a boyfriend that was a good boyfriend, but it wasn't the love of her life. And so she wanted to find the love of her life, and in terms of like life purpose. And so we went through this process of discovering her genius, and her genius was actually completely unrelated to the niche that she had kind of established herself in. So now she's totally on fire to take those same amazing skills that she has and apply them to a new niche that's really near and dear to her heart, and actually apply herself full on in the direction of what she's truly capable of. So the solution to half-assing relative to your potential is to full-ass. Like, what could you do if you were to apply yourself 100% and take the things that you do to the max? Commit yourself to mastery, go all in. Have super high standard for yourself so that you can be this kind of mega creating, archetypal, amazing person. And your creations reflect that. Okay, problem 3 for manifesting generators. This is a huge one. Confusion, diffusion. Manifesting generators are notoriously multi-passionate. They have a lot of different interests, and they tend to like to put their energy into different directions, which can be very confusing, especially in business or in developing a personal brand of any kind, where you want to become known for something. And so manifesting generators can really dilute their various projects by having too many irons or rods in the fire, as that saying goes, and diluting their energy and their focus. So this has a lot of different consequences, similar to not finishing things. But it can be very confusing for the manifesting generator to know what to focus on, because they actually do have all these passions that they feel like they want to do them all right now. So impatience feeds into this and just makes it a giant mess. So what's the solution? The solution is concentrated awesomeness. So similar to the last point about taking everything to a higher standard, rather than diluting your focus, focus on one or two projects at a time that you're going to take to the max of what they're capable of becoming, and do those really, really well, put them in place, and then you can move on to the next thing. So something I see often with manifesting generators is they might get the big picture of what they really want to do, but it might actually be 10 years of work that they've now got in their mind, and they are thinking that they want to do it all now. Whereas actually, if they were to be smart about it, they would take it one piece at a time, implement one part of the big picture, and in 10 years, they would have all the pieces in place, but they would have done it step by step. And so don't dilute yourself, concentrate on breaking things down and doing them bit by bit so that you can create a masterpiece over time. Problem number 4 that messes with the confidence of the manifesting generator is getting beaten down by life or having circumstances that takes their self-confidence down. And this can happen to the best of us, but I find that this happens with some of the clients that I attract because I attract very sensitive people, and it's hard to move through life without getting kind of weathered by potentially situations or people that might take advantage of you, and that can affect your self-esteem over time. And the solution to this is simple. It's really remember who you are. Remember your essence and the qualities that you are here to display as your God-given blueprint. Human design can really give you some incredible signals and signs about who you're here to be if you have a reading or you explore the gates and channels that are a part of your chart that will remind you of who you are here to be. I also take my clients through a Discover Your Genius process, which is a beautiful, in-depth excavation of the qualities that you uniquely are here to embody. So there's different ways to do that, but the point is to get to a place of depth of self-knowledge where you really know and can own the magnificence of the qualities that you are here to embody and display. So I want to share a story of how this happened with one of my clients, Ilsa. So when Ilsa began working with me, she had gone through 10 years of being in a spiritual cult, and she had gone through a process of healing and recovery around that, and was developing her online presence, and she was leading meditations. And so she was hiding from the full magnitude of her gifts as a spiritual teacher and as a healer by just doing something that was super easy for her, which was leading meditations, but she was also undercharging for those, and she was frustrated. She felt like she had a much bigger calling, but she wasn't able to step into it, and that was in large part because she'd gone through this difficult circumstance that she was recovering from. So her self-esteem was affected by that. And through our process, she really got clear on the essence qualities that she's here to embody in the world. And she also saw clearly who she's here to serve. And she identified her ideal clients as kind-hearted women who are building their self-trust again after a dominating relationship. So in that, she was able to step into her confidence as a spiritual teacher, as a healer. Now she's launching her website, she's launching a YouTube channel, and she's also launching a beta program to help these clients. And she's created the most epic branding that totally shows her archetypal magnificence. So it's been a night and day shift. She's completely operating from a sense of confidence as a leader now. And really this happened over the course of 6 months. And so you can really build your confidence again after it's been beaten down. The fifth tragic problem with manifesting generators that affects their self-confidence is that manifesting generators are so abundant in resources. They have so much energy that it pretty much expands the time of what they're able to do. They have more time than other people because they have more energy, and they're just like so overflowing with abundance that because they're so abundance rich, they devalue the abundance that they have. So they don't even recognize that this life force and this bubbling over creativity that they have access to, that's just sort of on tap, is really, really valuable in the world. And because they don't value it, that affects how they operate in the world, and they're not giving themselves the value that they are due. I've really started to see this as I'm getting older, that I start to value my energy more, and the fact that creating is so effortless for me doesn't make it less valuable. The fact that I am so abundant, it's just even more remarkable. And so I've now begun making this shift, and I wish someone had just like taken me by the shoulders and said, Karen, like, value this gold. It's like kind of like having an oil rich country, just value what you have. It's so precious. Okay. Entrepreneurial manifesting generators, a huge mistake that entrepreneurs make is that they are all over the place in their messaging and their branding, and they don't have a clear ideal client avatar, which is the solution. The solution to being all over the place with your messaging, which will dramatically affect your reputation, who you can attract, the price points that you can command for your work, and your sales. Like, it just has so many impacts when you're not having a coherent message online. But this can be easily remedied as a manifesting generator by falling in love with and really clarifying the ideal client avatar that you are here to serve. This creates an umbrella for all the various aspects of you and allows you to focus in on something concrete that you can provide this person that will be really valuable for them. And when you create value, the dollars are not far behind. So if you are a manifesting generator, I would love to know, do you have an ideal client avatar? Who are they, and what do you help them with? Please share in the comments. The tricky part of all of this is implementation. I mean, these are great ideas, but applying them is where it gets tricky, because the sacral center is not self-aware. So oftentimes generators and manifesting generators struggle to see themselves and to see how they can apply information. This is where I come in. I help generator and manifesting generator women to find the confidence and clarity to launch their next level creation and make the impact that they were born to make. I've outlined the exact process that I use to take my clients from struggling with confidence and lacking clarity to knowing exactly who they are, owning it, and being abundantly sharing what they want to bring to the world out in the world. And I've shared this process in a free masterclass called The Confidence Keys for Generators and Manifesting Generators. So I will put the link to that in the description box below, and you can access that for free. Go check that out and feel free to reach out to me personally if you would like to know more about my Freedom to Launch program. Because the beautiful thing is, once you transform your self-confidence, you have that forever. It becomes a part of who you are, and it allows you to be so creative and have a lot more fun. So my dear manifesting generator, you are not doomed. In fact, you're destined for greatness. It's really who you were meant to be, 100% guaranteed. It's coded into who you are. You're meant to be dynamic and so engaging and to really enjoy all of the creativity that you have to share in this world. So to get started implementing, I would love to hear one thing in the comments that you are going to commit to implementing from today's video. And I look forward to seeing you again soon here on my channel. So much love to you. Mwah. Okay, I have to show you this. I just baked my own sourdough loaf for the first time. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna eat it. I'll put the link here so that you can register for the Confidence Keys Masterclass. Okay, bye.